You know that overwhelming feeling when your problems seem to multiply faster than you can solve them? What if I told you that the answer to your problems, the success you've been searching for, is in focusing on others, not on yourself, not on your needs, but the needs of others? While you're out there being the solution for others, your problems will be solved. Today, I'm going to show you why this backwards approach actually works. Hi, I'm Toyin, and at Success Epistles, I help you maximize the power of your mind, body, and spirit for success and fulfillment using biblical and science backed methods. Here's what we're going to unpack today: why the answer to your problems isn't found in endless self focus, but in genuinely serving others. I'll share recent research that proves helping others literally rewires your brain for success, the biblical principle that makes this work, and practical steps to shift your mindset starting today. Whether you're struggling financially, feeling stuck in your career, or just can't seem to catch a break, this episode will completely flip your approach to problem solving. Let me share my own story. I spent 2 years obsessing over my business struggles. Every morning, I'd wake up thinking about my dwindling bank account, my lack of clients, my competition. I was so focused on my problems that I couldn't see opportunities right in front of me. Sound familiar? Most of us have been there. We get trapped in what psychologists call rumination, that endless loop of thinking about our problems without actually solving them. But here's what's fascinating. Recent research shows that when we shift our focus to helping others, our brains literally change. The hopeful model, which stands for helping others, promotes engagement and fulfillment, reveals that helping increases self efficacy and psychological well being, which leads to benevolent support. Increased self efficacy boosts psychological well being. Think about that. When you help someone else, you're not just making their day better, you're actually training your brain to believe you're capable of solving problems. And guess what? That confidence spills over into your own challenges. Scripture has been teaching this principle for thousands of years. Jesus himself modeled this perfectly. In Mark 10:45, we read, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Think about this. Jesus, facing the ultimate problem, humanity's separation from God, didn't solve it by focusing on the problem. He solved it by focusing on service. Think about Matthew 25:40. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. When you help someone else, you're not just changing their circumstances, you're partnering with God in His work. And when you partner with God, you position yourself to receive His provision and wisdom for your own challenges. Now, let me show you the research that backs this up. A comprehensive systematic review and meta analysis found that performing acts of kindness has a small to medium positive effect on the well being of the actor. The study, titled Happy to Help, a systematic review and meta analysis of the effects of performing acts of kindness on the well being of the actor, analyzed 27 studies with over 4,000 participants and found clear evidence that kindness interventions boost subjective well being. But here's the key: helping others not only benefits the person giving and the person receiving the aid, but also others merely observing the acts of altruism. This creates what researchers call a positive feedback loop of prosocial behavior. When you help someone, you feel better. When you feel better, you're more likely to help again. And research shows that people experience increased happiness after doing good things for other people. But here's where it gets really interesting for your success. Companies that pursue social value unconditionally outperform their traditional competitors who are only focused on financial results. This is called the obliquity principle. You achieve goals like wealth and success, not by pursuing them directly, but by pursuing something else, like serving others excellently. Here's what changed everything for me. Instead of waking up thinking about my problems, I started asking, who can I help today? I began creating valuable content that genuinely helped people in my field. I started offering discounted services to people who genuinely needed my help but couldn't afford my full rates. I focused on adding real value to people's lives through my expertise. The shift was incredible, not because I was thinking about my business, but because I was thinking about how I could genuinely serve others with my gifts. You see, when you're genuinely focused on solving other people's problems, several things happen. You develop problem solving skills that you can apply to your own challenges. You build relationships with people who often become clients, partners, or advocates. You position yourself as someone who adds value, which attracts opportunities. You shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Now, I need to address something important. I know you're thinking, but Toyin, there are many people who help others, but are broke. You're right. And I wish I had a simple answer for why some generous people struggle financially. What I do know is this: I haven't met any truly successful person who didn't achieve their success by focusing on the needs and problems of others. Here's what I've observed: the key difference often lies in intentionality and alignment. You have to be really focused on others for you to see their genuine needs. Sometimes before they can even communicate it to you. I know it sounds twisted, but that subtle shift of genuinely wanting to help others with their problems is the secret to getting paid. Instead of thinking about your money goals, think about the people whose lives you can improve, who you can bring joy to, and alleviate or eliminate their pain. The difference lies in how you help. Random acts of kindness are beautiful, but strategic service, using your unique gifts to solve problems you're equipped to handle, creates mutual value. So, how do you make this shift? Here are 3 practical steps with real examples. First, start your day with service intention. Instead of thinking about what you need, ask, who can I serve today? This primes your brain to look for opportunities rather than problems. For example, if you're a graphic designer struggling to find clients, instead of waking up stressed about your empty pipeline, ask, which small business owner in my network could use a free logo refresh? Maybe it's that coffee shop owner who's been using clip art, or the nonprofit leader who mentioned that their branding looks are outdated. Offer to create something valuable for them, no strings attached. Second, identify your unique value. What problems can you solve better than most people? What skills do you have that others need? Focus your service in these areas. Let's say you're great at organizing systems, but struggling in your career. Instead of just applying for jobs, start helping people organize their digital files, streamline their workflows, or declutter their home offices. Maybe you create helpful content about productivity or offer to organize a friend's chaotic Google Drive. You're not just helping, you're demonstrating your value in action. If you're a teacher feeling undervalued, don't just complain about education. Start tutoring a struggling student for free. Create helpful study guides and share them online, or mentor a new teacher. Show your impact beyond the classroom. Third, create value first, monetize second. Whether it's content, advice, connections, or resources, give first. As Acts 2025 reminds us, it is more blessed to give than to receive. This might look like a marketing consultant creating free social media templates for small businesses, a fitness trainer posting helpful workout videos before launching paid programs, or a financial advisor like me writing genuinely helpful budgeting articles before ever mentioning their services. The key is authenticity. Don't help just to get something back. Help because you genuinely want to solve problems. The opportunities will follow naturally. Here's what's beautiful about this principle: it multiplies. When you help someone, you feel better. And when you feel better, you're more likely to help again. But more than that, the people you help often become conduits for your own breakthrough. When you consistently add value to others' lives, you create what I call success momentum. People start thinking of you when opportunities arise. They recommend you. They want to do business with you. Not because you asked, but because you gave first. Let me ask you this. What's one problem you're facing right now? Now, instead of thinking about how to solve it for yourself, ask, who else might be facing this same problem? And how can I help them? When you help others solve the problems you're facing, you often discover solutions for yourself in the process. Here's your assignment: identify one person you can help with the problem you're uniquely equipped to solve. Don't think about what you get back. Just focus on adding genuine value to their life. Watch how this simple shift begins to change everything. If this episode helped you see success differently, share it with someone who needs this perspective. And if you want to dive deeper into how mindset shapes your success, check out my previous video where I break down the biblical and scientific principles behind transforming your thoughts for breakthrough results. See you in the next video.